What's up, Starcraft fans? This video is brought to you by Macharius, who is supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. Pulse Cannon tier supporters are guaranteed 1 redemption per month, and this time he asked me to do what he calls Benevolent Mengsk. Apparently, I have to solo Parcel or Malwarfare as Principal Proletariat Arcturus. This will make the Royal Guard less gas intensive, but more mineral and supply intensive. So I'll go ahead and use Royal Guard Imperial support, so I can get more mandate out of the Royal Guard. So I'll also use Royal Guard cost so I can get more Royal Guard. And finally, Royal Guard experience rate, so I can get them to higher level faster. So there's a second restraint here. There's a second constraint here. I'm not allowed to kill stuff using my vampires. I'm not allowed to kill stuff using my Zerg Calldown, and I'm not allowed to kill stuff using my Nuclear Annihilation. So basically, it's just Royal Guard static defense. Let's see how this goes. Thank you to Legendary Sinner, who are supporting me in the mobilization wave tier. Carrion Queen and Darth, Macharius and Shadow Archon, who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So this will be a replay, and I'll explain why later. But Parcel is a map where we have to collect the pickups, these pickups in the boxes here. And when we collect enough parts, we'll be able to allow General Davis to activate this thing called the Balius. And then once the Balius activates, we will have to kill the hybrid that this thing will free. So basically the Balius is just a key. It's going to open the hybrid. We have to kill the hybrid. So anyway, for this challenge, I'll be very much gas constrained. So I start the gas early. I started my refinery before I started anything. And I went to 15 supply, and then I built this supply bunker over here. So the reason why I'm on the replay is because I've tried many times, but every time I'm close to finishing this challenge, my computer spontaneously shuts down. I've had 3 tries where I was actually close to beating it, and then my computer spontaneously shut down. That's no way to do it. So I decided to just play the game without recording, and then I'll record from the replay. I think it's something with my CPU overheating from overusage. I'm not sure at the moment, but I think I think I'll have to not record when my PC is on for over like 12 hours. Anyway, so I start that barracks at 18 supply, and they have 3 workers on it. That will allow me to still have a bit of income, a bit of mineral income, and then once I have enough, I'll start the Aegis Guard. The Aegis Guard is a Marauder variant of Arcturus Mengsk. It will have the concussive shells if I upgrade it, but I think it has some form of some form of anti-damage, like some form of armor that renders him almost invulnerable at 1 star. Not quite sure how it happens, but like it just happens that way. So first I'm breaking off these rocks here. By the way, the enemy is classic bio. I asked my ally to scout because if it's something like classic mech, if it's something like Reaver Disruptor, Sky Terran, it's probably gonna be a no-go. Sky Terran is too annoying to fight. They're like Banshees and Liberators to destroy my Thors, which are my most reliable source of anti-air. And Prides of Augustgrad are too expensive. They take too long to ramp up. I ran out of time, so that's not be a thing. Anyway, I started starport. So you can see I rushed out all my structures, or all my production structures. Not because I want to get a lot of tech, but I'll need like a couple of Royal Guard and a medevac to start healing my dudes. So I'll lift off my stuff here. I'll lift off my barracks and my factory to create a kind of mini wall to block off the enemy. Yeah, so I left off both of these. So this is not a tight wall. There are gaps in between these buildings, and the purpose of the gaps is to allow me to bait the enemy into these gaps, so I'm fighting the enemies like 2 or 3 at a time. 2 or 3 at a time, but not all at the same time. That will actually buy me precious time on my Marauders or on my Aegis Guard so I can actually fight the whole wave. Because if Amon's army fights like all at once, my Royal Guard will actually die. And even though they're trading favor, you can see, like, look, some of the guys at the back are not shooting. This is exactly what I want. So I have to run this guy back, a little further back. Make sure he doesn't die. He can take damage, but not die. So I have to load him into the medevac. So that's why I wanted the Marauder for the medevac. So the early game is really rough here. We basically have no units, so we still need to rush to get the parts. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to collect some parts to delay the time. So every part we collect, timer extends a little bit. So I fly around the bunker and then start smashing those things. So I'm actually healing a little bit, allowing my Marauders to heal a little bit before I fight the bunker. I will fight it, but like after healing a little bit. I can see I'm starting a siege tank right now. The siege tank will allow me to fight the bio more efficiently. It will allow me to actually deal some splash damage to the enemies. Oh, by the way, my desktop audio is a little quiet. Let me fix that.
We have half of the balliest parts now.
There we go. Anyway, so my siege tank is out. So now I have like 4 units. Yeah, three Aegis Guards and 1 Shock Division. So I will actually be able to fight the enemy bases now. And yeah, so far so far. So I cannot lose that medevac. I fly it back a little bit. So you can see I have a lot of these vampires. So I'll load them. I put them in a control group. You can see it's in control group 8. That will allow me to run these over and repair the stuff I have that are in trouble, such as a siege tank, and later on this Imperial Intercessor, this medevac. There we go. It's gaining a bit of health. So it's important that I don't trade with Amon in the first part, because that's what I need. I need to not trade with Amon, so I can ramp up without trading. So whatever I produced will still be available to fight, and that's how I gain value, by killing stuff without losing stuff on my own end. Because as you may know, Arcturus' Royal Guard are pretty expensive. Even with all the masteries I have, they're still really expensive, which is why I don't want to trade with Amon. I want to kill their stuff without them killing mine. Okay, and yeah, like I said, it's expensive, so I do need the expansion this game. So I start the command center and 2 refineries right away. Yeah, I'm trying to also keep my medevac safe, so I'm putting them behind the army, behind the action. So I'm splitting my workers here to get 2 workers on each of the refineries to give me 3 workers here, and then 2 more here on the other. It's a little bit of a misclick. I have to switch 2 vampires to this side and like get these other guys here. But the important thing for me right now is to actually chase the timer, because you can see that I'm still on timer. Look, there are 6 minutes and 36 remaining, so I have to extend that. I have to be on the map constantly to collect parts. I know as StarCraft 1v1 players, a lot of people would think that I'm playing terribly because I'm floating money, and it's true. Macro is an important part of StarCraft, but in terms of soloing co-op, you are on a timer, so you have to sometimes sacrifice your macro in favor of adding yourself additional time, so that you can ramp up properly without running out of time in the game. So I switch these workers, or these vampires, into workers. I'm rushing out the earthsplitters because that was not explicitly disallowed by Macharius. So I'm sieging up here. You can see I'm still watching the minimap. I still know where the enemies are coming from, and I am getting experience for these Royal Guard. That is good. I'm not gonna go for the bonus because it doesn't seem worthwhile. So time check, we have 4 minutes 53 seconds remaining. So we have a bit of time. We can actually support the Belias as it tries to. Like I said, this thing is just a key. It's just here to smash the enemies and open the door. Once the door opens, it's gonna try to fight a little bit, but it'll eventually die. So for the time being, yeah, I'm gonna I'll probably take all these guys downstairs. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now, but like, I know that I'll not be able to have enough firepower to take on the Balius, or to take on the Mobius hybrid right now. Yeah, I run downstairs instead, so I could get more parts to buy myself more time. You can see that I'm getting the concussive shells upgrade for the Marauders, or for the Aegis Guard. That's going to be very helpful, especially in dealing like with armored stuff. We need to slow them down to make sure that... oh, I have shooty vampires. That shouldn't be a thing. Do I get any kills with these? Okay, they just die. That would have been bad. That actually would have been bad, because yeah, the actual constraint here is that I cannot get kills with the vampires. I can use them as meat shields, but not actually get kills with them. I know it's called Benevolent Mengsk, but I consider it's just a name. The challenge is to not use the Royal Guard offensively, but I can still use them as meat shields for my army, which is not great, but like, it's what I need to do to win. It's a solo. Soloing is kind of okay with Arcturus, but he does need his vampires to do a proper solo. Like I said, I try my best to split my army so that I don't splash each other, so that my dudes don't splash each other. And like I said, static defense is fair game. So I'm still actually using these vampires to make the missile turrets, so I can shoot down the air just like this annoying raven. Okay, I was actually shooting the Mobius hybrid earlier using earthsplitters. You can say I have a separate control group from earthsplitters, a separate control group for repair vampires, and a separate control group for 2 medevacs and the blimpy boy. So I can, yeah, the enemy likes targeting my blimpy boy for some reason. So I put a separate control group of my medevacs and my Imperial Witness, so that I can actually just retreat them when they're under fire. So you can say I'm also using earthsplitter, help deal damage these guys. That's gonna give me value. So, like I said, we're on a timer. We have 348 remaining, and I'm not strong enough to take on the Mobius hybrid right now. But I will gain more power as time goes on, because I am on 2 base gas income right now. You can see I'm spending my gas up here. I am spending my gas to get all the... You see, I'm getting a Marauder, or I'm getting an Aegis Guard, a Shock Division, the Shell upgrade, +1, and then the Armor upgrade when I have a Thor nearby. So I'm getting all these upgrades to make myself stronger for the hybrid fight. And I'm trying to... There are air units here, so I'm trying to avoid this area. I'm trying to skirt around the edge of the map, or the edge of the terrain, so that I'll be able to not have to fight the Banshees. The Banshees are pretty annoying to fight. I'd rather not fight them when I don't need to. I am getting a Thor now, though. You can see the Black Hammer is on the way. It's not yet available, but it will be. It will be on the way. Got these. Okay, I misclicked and misrallied my workers away from the gas, and that's not a good thing. But I did put them back, so I can say I'm just making more earthsplitters. Earthsplitters will be very important, especially just so I can actually use a top bar. So you can see I'm not allowed to use the Zerg top bar and the Nuke top bar. I can drop down bunkers, but only as additional repair dudes, not as aggressive dudes. And finally, I have the contaminated strike. Speaking of which, yeah, that's gonna allow me. So that's gonna allow me to inflict fear upon these Banshees, so I can actually fight them. So they're gonna take damage, but most importantly, they will not be able to attack us since they're flying around in fear. Alright, now I believe I actually have a sufficiently strong army, like 5 siege tanks, a Thor, 5 Marauders. So, timer-wise, we have 2 minutes remaining, so we actually have to fight it now. So I'm splitting up my units. You can see I'm keeping my Marauders behind, or my medevacs behind, in an effort to not die. So I wasn't actually paying attention to this attack wave until it hits my base. The good news is I have earthsplitters, which are pretty good at taking out ground-based waves. So yeah, I can still use this thing, inflict fear upon these clowns, and then shoot them down with my earthsplitters. And while that's happening, my actual Royal Guard are able to take down the hybrid. So you can see I have a minute 17 remaining. I I'm scrambling to find stuff, but luckily I was able to bombard this area earlier. I was able to bombard this area earlier, so now there's just a lot of parts here. Just ready for me to collect. And there it is. Just like that, I do have enough. That I extended my timer by about like 3 minutes for collecting enough parts. So now I'll extend my time a little bit. I'll actually want to extend my time a little bit by collecting more parts from here. So I'm using my Earth Splitter to pre-clear the way, to make it easier for the rest of my army to push in and clean up what's rest. Or clean up what is remaining. So I pick up that siege tank to save it from the splash damage. Yeah, trying to micro clumsily here. I mean, it's clumsy, but it is still micro. Just trying to avoid getting splashed on. But you can see why Terran is so annoying. They have so many of these annoying Seeker missiles that just deal so much splash damage. You can see that Medevac wasn't even the primary target, but it's now less than half health. Okay, that was pretty good timing actually. I'm able to shoot these now using my siege tanks, and then finish them off with my a contaminated strike. Alright. So that area is clear. Let me collect these 2 parts first. And my siege tanks are still doing tremendous damage. My Thor is doing incredibly. Like, this Thor shoots really fast. I actually like having that black hammer there as anti-air. It's pretty good. Okay, now I've collected the last part here. You can see I'm just shelling away with Earth Splitters here, just softening up their defenses for my final push later on. I'm not trying to rush out, or not trying to hurry up the mission. I'm trying to get a good army so that I can fight later on more efficiently. Also, yeah, you can see I'm whittling down the space, just shelling away. I will like soften the space up considerably before attacking it. No, my army's on the way. I'm actually maxed out right now. I say I still have a lot of minerals, but that is fine. I might need that later on for the anti-waves. Okay, I siege up my my Blimpy boy a bit further behind so that it doesn't get targeted. This Mobius hybrid really seems to like destroy my medevacs as well as my my Blimpy boys. Like my dudes are doing nothing, but they're getting targeted down. Okay, not this instance looks like, but the hybrid does love shooting it down. You can see I'm also using Earth Splitters to supplement the damage that my Royal Guard perform, and we'll be able to shell away at these hybrid. It's down to below 2,000 health. Blimpy boy still blimping away, and it looks like we will be able to be victorious here, which is nice. Okay, I have to regroup my army. I did get the upgrade now that allows my tanks to siege and unsiege faster. You can say I have more Earth Splitters on the way. Yeah, I have more Earth Splitters on the way. I took away some of these guys on the expansion. Okay, this is under. Uh-oh. Okay, disconnected for a moment there, but I think I'm okay now. Yeah, we did use our black hammer. And that was 10 kills, 11 kills. It's pretty effective against air. Look at how much damage it does. That's an insane amount of damage. Yeah. That's insane. That is actually insane. You can see I am still clearing out using my Earth Splitters. I am still softening up their defenses, and I see that there's an attack wave heading over here. So I use the Earth Splitter to mostly take care of it. They will go down. Yeah. Try to get rid of the siege tank that is still on the way. I'll probably knock it down with like the rest or the next attack. Yeah. So it's trying to run, but like there is nowhere for it to run. Now back to my collection boys. We have 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining, and we need about 25 more parts to collect. Lost a siege tank there, a shock division. That was a bit shocking, but now I'm able to push in. Having the fear here is actually important because these cyclones are annoying to deal with. I'd rather just finish them off before they were able to kite me away. That is actually the play there. That was actually completely intentional, even though basically I only hit 2 cyclones. The cyclones were very worth to hit. So I have unsieged my tanks, and I'm pushing back through. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, that cyclone is trying to hide, but it actually has nowhere to hide. it got shot down by a contaminated strike. That's pretty effective. Alright. So my army's not that huge, all things considered. Like, if you look at my army, what's my army size? My army is 6 shock divisions, 2 black hammers, and 3 Aegis guards. Not a lot, but like, it's already maxed out for Arcturus. That's the insane part. Okay, so I'm trying to, yeah, you can see that my earthsplitter is still trying to deal damage here. The buildings remaining, and I'm trying to walk my army all the way here, so I'll have a cleaner push later on. So there's still a few buildings remaining here, but I'm not trying to go for full clear. After all, I already skipped both bonuses, but like, I do still need the last main objective to actually destroy Amon, or actually to destroy the Mobius hybrid. There's an attack wave heading here, but I have earthsplitters ready and waiting, just constantly shelling away at this spot in particular, so that as they walk through, they will kind of not make it. Inhumanely. That's very clean. That's very clean. Alright, so I'm trying to fight the Liberators here. The Liberators are a pretty hard fight here. So I have two black hammers here, but the Liberators are pretty strong, so I actually try to destroy these guys. Okay. Destroy that Liberator. Oh, got 2 Banshees here. Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with these Banshees, otherwise they will destroy us. Alright. So the Belias is on the way. So, yeah, normally around this part, I would randomly disconnect because my internet sucks. But you know what? There's actually hope now. My army is maxed out, and I'm completely ready to replace whatever I lose. I think that's the real value here. Just knowing that you can afford to make a few mistakes, but not too many. Like a reasonable number of mistakes, and you can still expect to win. Because it's co-op. Alright. I actually need to help out this this Belias, take out the Battlecruiser and the hybrid, the air hybrid. That's something I need to improve on. Unfortunately, I don't have like a single Thor. It's sieged over here. Oh, there's another Thor actually. Oh, that's the other Thor. The first Thor is on the way still. Yeah, there's a bit of ways to go before it actually reaches the hybrid. But like, the important thing is that it is on the way. If we lose anything, we can easily replace it. That's a nice thing about being worried about your expansion first as Arcturus rather than rushing out the upgrades. I would rather rush out the base and rush out the upgrades, but like, the optimal play seems way too good. Okay, there's an attack wave. I'm not sure if that's heading toward my side or is it coming to support the Belias. Okay. This yeah, this Belias is trying to solo this air hybrid. That's not gonna happen though. But the good news is I already have a big setup here, and that will allow me to actually hold this position. And this again, this is the last hybrid. Once we destroy the last hybrid, it's game over for Amon. We win. I try to shell it, but it'll just stasis my dudes. It's kind of a buff if you think about it. Like, these guys are now invincible. They cannot be killed. And once they time out, they'll be able to use them again. Of course, that's not how it works. That's not how it works normally. Normally, you get stasis on in 1v1, for example. In 1v1, you get stasis on, and then your army can't attack. But the good thing is co-op, where you don't need all your army to attack at the same spot. You just need enough. In this case, I do believe I have reached enough. Yeah, still a couple hybrids here. Tank is shooting. This tank is also shooting. That's nice. Yeah, let us actually destroy these. Let's actually destroy these. And there it is. Now that is a completed challenge. This was pretty difficult, not gonna lie. But the most difficult part was knowing that your computer might spontaneously shut down at any moment. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what else to do, please leave that in a comment. Let's see the score screen. Let's actually bring up. Yeah, there we go. So we do have the Maguro overlay. You can see a lot of tries here. Those weren't all failures actually. A lot of those were my computer spontaneously shutting down. But yes, also a lot of failures. It's pretty difficult. The most difficult part about this challenge is the early game. You need to find an early game that will allow you to collect enough crystals and still buy you time while the Balius is trying to fight the hybrid to collect more crystals and circle around until they have a big enough army to actually fight the hybrid. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of. The only thing I can think of. You can try it versus air, but from my experience, ground's just better because your earthsplitters can actually shoot down the ground stuff without having to worry about missing too much. A Black Hammer, 50 kills, pretty good. Alright guys, it's time to fill out the Excel sheet. Wait, I'm an idiot. That's a different video. Alright, I guess that's it for this viewer challenge. I will see you guys next time.